Good evening. You have tuned in to Get the Bag, Business Assets and Gains, where we take you on a journey and talk to local businesses around the city about their successes and some challenges. Today we have with us Shanae Kelly, owner and therapist of Compassionate Path Counseling. How are you today, Shanae?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Good. Okay, before we jump into things, I always like to ask, who is the person behind the product or service?
hmm
You know, we talk about business, we talk about what people do and different things like that, but who is Shanae?
Well, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, mom of two, 16 to 18-year-old. I'm a Christian. I don't know.
That's
I'm a
all right.
therapist.
Yeah, okay.
Try to be a good friend.
Those are important. Those are important things. So let's talk about compassionate path counseling.
Mhm.
I just want to ask one question: is counseling and therapy the same thing? That people always ask the question: is counseling and therapy the same thing? Am I in counseling? Am I in therapy?
I mean, I think it just kind of depends. I use it interchangeably because I do both. It's kind of like, are you a life coach or is it therapy? I really do it all.
Okay.
When I see my clients, I do it all. I'm doing therapy, I may be doing counseling. There are times I may consult, so I think when people think of that, that's more like psychoanalyzing, where you might be looking at some like the deeper meaning or somebody's childhood or
Mm.
things like that. And counseling may just be more like advice or guidance and things like that. Some people may look at it that way. I kind of use it interchangeably, honestly.
So tell us how you got interested in counseling.
Mhm.
Is it something you've always wanted to do? Did it just kind of come about? Like, is there a story behind why
Mhm.
you became interested in counseling? Tell us a little bit about your journey.
I would say, like, as a kid, of course, I had the whole I want to be a doctor type of thing. And then when I got to college, I still kind of had the doctor thing in mind, but it was more like psychology, psychiatry, like
Mm-hmm.
that path. And ended up taking a social work one class when I was at Butler. And she was a social worker and she did such a good job in the class. I was just like, that is me. That's where I need to be. I
Mm.
need to be in social work. At the time, I had a psych and social degree. I hadn't decided exactly what I was going to do. But yeah, taking that class really helped me to see like, okay, that sounds like me. And from then I went ahead and got my master's and decided I wanted to like work with, youth and families. And then the rest is kind of history.
Okay. And how long have you been doing this? How long have you been counseling?
So I've been in the field for over 20 years.
Wow.
But I've been a licensed practitioner for about 6 of that, but practicing counseling for about 10 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you don't have an age limit. Do you see kids,
Mhm.
teens? Like you counsel everyone?
So usually my age range is about 7, 8 to about 55.
Okay.
I've capped at 55 just because, but the more people I meet, like I think I've counseled somebody who was like 60 and I was like, okay, maybe I can do older then. Just, I was thinking, well, I'm kind of young, so what do I have to say to somebody who's 60? But I guess the skills are transferable from a 7-year-old
Absolutely.
to, whatever age. You just make it age appropriate.
Absolutely. We need what we need, right?
hmm
And you have the skills and tools and knowledge to give that to any age. You do marriage counseling, you do like the whole
hmm
everything.
So I can do couples counseling. I prefer to do like communication skills. I like EFT, like emotionally focused therapy.
Mm.
So you really just are trying to rebuild the relationship. I'm trying to the prepare and enrich curriculum. And so I really like to just help those couples that are trying to like either rebuild their bond or even for new couples that are just trying to get to know each other or premarital. Those are the things I really like to delve into.
Okay. And and you're located where?
I'm located, technically it's Indianapolis, but it's called Fishers, the building that I'm in.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's
So
off 106th Street.
Okay. And then you take all insurances, self-pay. Do you have sliding fee scales? Like, how does that work?
I can do sliding fee, depending on the situation. Usually that's for clients that I've been with, or if they have some financial issues, I'll usually do sliding scale for them. I do take most insurances. I think Aetna, Cigna, Anthem, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and I'm on the waiting list for a couple more. And of course, self-pay is always welcomed.
Because we know that insurance doesn't pay much at all. I work in the billing and coding and healthcare, so I know they don't pay
Yeah,
much.
they're not very nice to us.
So I want to get a little serious just for a second,
Sure.
and talk about counseling in the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? Like, where do you feel there's gaps? What do you think about when you think about our community and counseling? Are we disconnected from it? Or are we just talk a little bit about what you feel about that?
I think we're coming around, but I still think there's quite a bit of a gap. Many times I find that people are like, well, you either believe in God or you do counseling. There's not a you can't have them both. It's very much black and white. And I think that sometimes can be a barrier, but I do think it's coming around. Like, people are realizing counselors are not trying to be God. They're not trying to, we're not doing that. And then also I think too, just financially, it can be challenging, especially if your insurance doesn't cover it, or, you're unemployed. Many providers don't take Medicaid at times, just because, it can be challenging. But I think our community is coming around, but there's still quite a bit of stigma around it. And I think people are learning to be open to the experience. I think my favorite thing going into private practice has been like meeting a lot of people who this is their first experience. And so it's really exciting to me to be someone's first experience. First of all, you don't have all that pressure that comes along with the expectations, but I get to present them with what therapy is actually like. It's not really like what you see on TV. It's just people paint this picture of it's so mystical and mysterious, and it's really not. It's just you're building a relationship with somebody who has the skills, that gets to know your patterns, gets to help you know your patterns. But definitely there's a stigma, but I am proud of the ones who are kind of breaking out of that box and willing to explore.
I love that. I think I've been that person breaking out of the box because I love therapy now. You almost feel like you can handle things on your own most of the time, and then once you go, sometimes you don't know you need it till you go, and then you're like, oh God, I needed that. Right? What has been your biggest challenge? Even like the Christian community, right? Where you say there's God and there's counseling, like you can't mix the two. What has been your biggest challenge with really connecting to the person who comes to you, but I don't know. I feel like this might be like the genie in the bottle. She's some type of gypsy or whatever, but I'm gonna go, right? What's been the biggest challenge in kind of breaking through that?
So for me, I don't try to be the person with the answers. Like, that is not my job. I believe that when my clients come to me, they've already survived so much life. They've already endured some of the hardest things in their life. With me, they just trying to figure it out, make it make sense at the stage that they are now. But I'm pretty much using the tools that they already have. Maybe they're not using them in a healthy way, but I'm trying to use what they already have and support them, and maybe add some other new, therapeutic tools that they may not have thought about before. But I'm not trying to make them a totally different person. Right. They are capable when they come to me. Sometimes they don't know, but they're capable. So I'm not trying to convince them of something. It's more so I'm coming alongside you. Yeah. So if you showed up, I know you're wanting something, right? If you're here, you wouldn't have came. People don't come if there's not something. And even if they were made to come, they're not really made to come. They could take the consequence, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And so them being there, I'm really building off like, okay, what can we do together to make this a meaningful experience for you? Because that's really what I'm there for. I'm there to serve them and help them to get to the end that they're wanting for their life. It may not be the end that I might envision for them, but it's not about me. It's about what they want for them, and I join alongside them with that.
I love that.
And that usually breaks down those barriers because they're like, "Oh, you're not trying to tell me what to do?" And I'm like, "No, could you please tell me? Tell me what to do."
I love that. Now, do you offer, because I know you're in Fishers, you do accept a lot of insurances and different things like that, and some people live all sides of town, right? So COVID changed things a lot for us, right? So do you offer virtual or telehealth services?
Absolutely. Yep, I do. I love doing virtual and telehealth. It has really allowed me to reach people even outside of the city because I can serve anybody in the state of Indiana. And so it has been, with my license, it has been great to use telehealth. And like many others, I was terrified of telehealth in 2020 when they were like, go home and get on the screen. I was like, people gonna be looking at me. I'm gonna be nervous. And it has just been a wonderful blessing because people can, if they're not feeling well or maybe their transportation doesn't work out, they can just switch it right on over and we can keep doing our work together without any interruptions.
Do you think that people are drawn more towards telehealth now than in person?
That's interesting. I actually see people seeking that out in person more because so much of our lives have become virtual. So much of our interactions are on social media. There's, the interaction is needed. There is something to say about the in-person, one-on-one. You can read the other person's body language. You can kind of feel that connection. It's just something about being in person. Like there's a chemical thing that goes on there that I think a screen can block at times. So I usually try to meet the person once if I can, like have them come in for the assessment. I always tell them, hey, come in for the assessment. And then it'll be like we're FaceTiming on the rest of the sessions because we know each other if you meet the first time.
Okay, so if you had one thing that you could talk to our community about and you could just tell them, like all the people that are out there listening and tuning in who are afraid, who are, in the space where they're, hey, if you're going to counseling, you don't believe in God or whatever their case is. I know there's this fear sometimes that we have and our excuses come out as, well, you can't really do both and different things like that. But what would you tell the community? What would you tell the people out there who are afraid to take the first step or they just don't really understand that they do need it?
I would say, you don't really have much to lose. There's a lot going on in our community right now. A lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of hurt. And if this is an avenue that can support individuals, then take the opportunity. Nobody can force you to continue, so you go out, you ask questions. Most providers will answer your questions. Most providers offer a 15-minute consultation, which is an opportunity for you to interview your clinician pretty much to see if this is even going to be a good fit for you. So you're not locked into anything ever. Even if you go in for the first appointment, you are never locked in to being with a therapist. So it's really your choice every step of the way. And sometimes it can be helpful just to see somebody outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes you get stuck in your environment with your people, and those people have the same patterns that you have, and you can't see them. You're just kind of stuck in that space. But then when you get out of your space, it allows you to be able to see, okay, maybe I'm handling my frustration not properly. Like maybe this is not a healthy way, or maybe I'm the healthy one in my family and the rest of the people around me are not, and it just really helps you to see your life from a different lens. And you really can't lose from it.
You guys heard that. You need to tap in. No fear, no worry. She got you. So My last question to you is, what's in your bag? What is your biggest asset or gain to date?
Honestly, I would say being here.
Really?
Yes, this is a very, very big step for me. I just ventured out into doing independent private practice on my own. And so just really trying to put myself out there so I can serve as many people as possible. And that is scary for me. I do not put myself out there. I like to talk to people. I like to be on the background, you know. And so this right here was a big, gigantic jump leap.
Okay, well, we'll take it. And I'm so glad that you came by, and I'm so glad that you took the step, because we're gonna put you out there. So tell us how people can get in touch with you.
So you can find me at my website, www.compassionatepathcounselingservices.com. You can go there and you'll find a spot where you can get a free consultation. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me at Compassionate Path Counseling, or you can just look me up, Shanae Kelly, online. I am on there. Regardless of what button you press, you will probably find me.
Thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in today to Get the Bag, Business Assets and Gains. Just remember, at the end of the day, success is in your bag.